Hi, this is Peggy with Natural Awakenings Magazine, and we're here today with Nancy Marder. She's the Executive Director of the Infinity Foundation at Highland Park, and I'm looking forward to a great conversation today, Nancy, about some ways that we can find our authentic selves and some ways that we can just keep thriving in this time. So welcome, Nancy.
Well, thank you, Peggy, for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Infinity and what Infinity Foundation does.
So we're located in Highland Park, Illinois. That's where our center is.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're on Zoom full time. So no matter where you live, you can find us easily enough. We are in our 23rd year of business, and we offer about 200 courses in personal and spiritual growth a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we regularly have best-selling authors come in from all over the country. And now we have them coming in through their home.
Through the power of Zoom.
Which the power of Zoom, and which actually is very exciting because we're having next trimester, we print 3 course guides a year. So
Mm-hmm.
next trimester, we'll be having some best-selling authors who wouldn't have been able to come to Chicago just for a 2-hour evening.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody that is fabulous, Dean and Dudley Evanson, who are the music composers and owners of Soundings of the Planet. And so they're going to do a sound healing thing. They live in Washington State. So I'm really excited because I was able to contact some people who they don't have to travel. They can just
Mm-hmm.
be part of our faculty members. So
that sounds
exciting
amazing.
time.
Yeah. What other types of courses do you have? I know you said spiritual and self-growth.
So we do
some
some professional training. So like hypnotherapy and energy medicine and energy work are some of the kinds of professional trainings. We just did a 2-day immersion. So it was a 2-day training with a best-selling author, Sue Marder, and she did energy work for her energy codes.
Mm-hmm.
We did offer and will offer again classes for kids and parents. So this time we're just focusing on parents because a lot of kids are zoomed out. They're getting Zoom. And then we have some outdoor adventure stuff in the summer. We have one coming up, a couple of the summer still left. Those are the only classes because you can social distance.
Yeah.
So foraging for edible plants is going to be offered outside. So we do some outside things in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do arts and ceremonies and spiritual inquiry and practice. And a lot of holistic health classes are offered, and body-centered classes are offered too, like things that you normally don't find at the Park District or other places like Nia and Kundalini Yoga and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a wide variety, good for introductory classes and advanced kind of classes. We're called a spiritual candy store.
Okay. And you offer some continuing education credits as well.
Yes. So we are able to offer to 14 different professionals continuing education classes, and we're actually able to offer them through the webinar. So we're happy about that.
Oh, great.
Well.
Great. Yeah. And you've got a practitioner group as well.
Right. So we have an Infinity Foundation Practitioner Network Association, and it's, I think there's 50 or 80 members who you can find on our website and in our course guide.
Mm-hmm.
Offer a lot of different modalities because many holistic practitioners are double, triple, quadruply certified in different areas and offer lots of things. And right now, working with a holistic practitioner can be very, very supportive.
Yeah. So explain a little bit more, because that's what we cover in the magazine, of course, is holistic wellness, mind, body, and spirit. But from your perspective, how is that so important right now?
Well, I'll just take a simple example with COVID. So rampant. There's so much fear. They're working with a holistic practitioner. For example, I work with one personally, an energy worker, and he's able to see everything and understand why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. So it might have to do with a past life experience that I've had that, you know, I died from some bizarre way. It might just be educating, like he taught me a technique to work with the COVID germ, to send light to it, to empower myself to deal with some of the unknowns. And I think, and there's so many practitioners who are just so helpful, especially when there's stress and in times of need. So we have a listing of practitioners that you can find on our website for what you need. Maybe hypnotherapy would be useful. Maybe a massage would be very helpful. But taking care of yourself is, I think, one of the most important things that anybody can do for themselves, especially during this unprecedented time.
Yeah. One of the things you and I were talking about before we started the recording here was just how we're getting so much mixed information. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. It's safer to go out, it's not safe to go out. We're watching parts of the country having spiking infection rates right now. And it's just very confusing and very stressful and very just, you know, it's adding to everybody's fear. And you were talking about the importance of being your authentic self right now.
Right. So that goes in line with taking care of yourself and doing what's best for you. And if you're not comfortable going to a restaurant or you're not comfortable grocery shopping, why put yourself under stress? Don't do it. Take care of yourself. And that's being authentic to yourself. And it can change. And I think some people are stuck in their fear from the very beginning when we didn't know that masks and social distancing worked. Well, now we're pretty confident, at least I am, that is something that actually works. So I think it's been an evolution of understanding it as science and studies come in and tell us more information. Yet, on the other hand, you can read something that sounds totally legitimate and accurate, and then have the same exact experience reading exactly the opposite thing that you just read.
Yeah.
So then you have to really just go inside and go, okay, this is what works for me, you know, and this is what I need to do. So maybe you need to exercise more and figure out how to do self-care, what you can do to lighten the load and to be happy. Because really, honestly, if you don't do any personal spiritual growth and you don't even sort of know what that is, which there's plenty of those people, everyone's sort of doing it, even if they don't name it. Even if they don't know they're doing it because it's a time of reflection. It's a time of looking inward. It's a time of looking in your home and deciding how you want to live in your sacred space. And are you making it sacred space for yourself? Or are you having a horrible experience? Well, if you're having a horrible experience, and this is not to make light of people who are suffering. Some people are truly suffering and are first line responders and having to work in stressful situations or have lost their jobs. So that's all part of this too. And in those extreme situations, it's even more important to take care of yourself and to figure out a support system. You know, whether it's one person, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a holistic practitioner who you can call, but something to relieve the stress. Meditating is a wonderful way of relieving stress. And that's a practice that I not only teach, but do myself every day to help myself.
So what are you finding to be an effective type of meditation right now? What's working for you? What's working for you for meditation right now?
Well, I don't do a particular kind of meditation. It doesn't have a name. I've just meditated for more than 25 years, which makes me sound really old.
I guess I mean, what form of meditation? Is it a quick meditation? Is it long, morning, evenings?
So I don't prescribe to a certain time or a certain time or length of time. I personally meditate before I go to sleep in the evening every night. That's because it's a good time for me. The house is quiet. I know there are some meditative techniques that say you must do 20 minutes a day and you have to do it at sunrise, and but I don't subscribe to that. I think going inside, getting quiet, doing some breathing, closing your eyes, shutting off your mind, if you know how to do that, is a really wonderful way to let go of your day and to bring in some higher energies that support you.
Mm-hmm.
Journaling is another wonderful way, if somebody doesn't meditate, is just to journal your thoughts and feelings, and just get stuff out. Don't let everything be blocked and stagnant and accumulate inside of you, because then you're off balance.
Mm-hmm.
You're not centered.
Yeah. And I always say, and get out in nature, get outside,
Right.
see what else is going on, even if it's right outside your window with the,
Right.
the trees. Everything changes every day outside. And that's a form of meditation.
Yeah, so if you don't want to do a meditation practice, what Peggy said is actually very true. A lot of athletes go into a meditative zone when they're jogging or when they're working out. Those endorphins kicking in can make you feel really good. And a lot of people, communing with nature is a really, really supportive thing to do. Just taking a walk, a slow walk, looking around.
Mm-hmm.
I've certainly become very familiar with my neighborhood since this time, because I walk 3 miles every day that I can. So
Yeah.
It's a really great way to take care of yourself.
So do you have any other tips, suggestions for our watchers of just some coping mechanisms right now?
So in terms of meditation, if you put my name in Spotify, there are a lot of podcasts, and you can listen to some meditations. There's also some great meditation apps that you can download and listen to, easily. So if you don't have your own practice, certainly there's support for that. So I think that's one of the most important things, is to figure out what makes you feel good, how, and then to do it. So maybe it's cooking. Like a lot of people have taken up making pies and making bread, because it's hands-on and it feels good. So just ask yourself, what today can I do that will support me and make me feel good and happy? I mean, this is a time for us to really discover what makes us happy without all the distractions. Now this gift of time is really such an important, and whenever else could we ever have this time to ourselves? So again, and if you're under stress and you've lost your job and things are just, or you've lost a loved one, then join a grief group. David Kessler, who's taught at Infinity before and does grief work, is offering free grief workshops. So there's, I think there's a lot of support that, you can Google around and try to find. All of Infinity's classes, our website's infinityfoundation.org. All of our classes really are supportive for you and help you develop skills. And I think a lot of it is that we weren't raised, at least I wasn't, learning life skills. And life skills really, I think, is key to happiness right now. You need life skills. You need, how do you support yourself? What can you do? Where are those resources that can help you? Where are the teachers that can help you? And also, Zoom classes provide community. And I think right now community is a really important thing, especially if you're home and you're isolated and you are only seeing maybe one other person or two other people. To take a Zoom class actually is fun. It's a great platform. I'm very,
and it's
very
not
grateful.
like being on a Zoom meeting. It's totally different.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and a lot of these skills you can also then use to help others.
Exactly. So when you help yourself, you can help others and improve your relationships not only with yourself, but with others, and make significant change in your relationships and, ultimately society and the world. So it has a wonderful ripple effect, personal and spiritual growth. It really does.
Well, great. Well, thanks, Nancy. And
Well,
again,
thank you.
your website, if people want to learn more and sign up for a course.
So infinityfoundation.org. And we also could send you a print course guide. We print course guides 3 times a year, but you can also just look on our website.
Wonderful.
So,
Well, thank you so much. And I'm enjoying the nature scenes over your shoulder too.
thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Nancy.
you, and stay safe, stay well.
Thanks.